Bullying is a problem nationwide and in Kentuckiana. At this Rushville, Indiana middle school, there are cameras everywhere, but a camera on the inside caught a brutal attack. Rush County in central Indiana is a small, normally quiet community. It's a place where families move from big cities to find better schools. But what happened inside Benjamin Rush Middle School is bringing attention to the bullying problem.
You can see he repeatedly punches him. He's kneeling on his side. He gets up, he kicks him. He knows there's no teachers around, and he proceeds to take him to the ground and punch him repeatedly again.
13-year-old Austin McDaniel takes blow after blow from a 15-year-old in a white t-shirt. The 8th grader says his eyes were closed and doesn't remember what happened because he was beaten unconscious, 5 of his teeth knocked loose, and left with a bruised and bloody lip.
How many times have you watched this video?
I would say probably about 6 or 7 times, but honestly, I see it in my head all the time.
I've watched it about 50 times.
It just plays over and over.
Austin says many of his friends did nothing, just watched punch after punch.
I was just walking to my locker and he just came up behind me and beat me up.
How can somebody do this knowing it, like, causes people damage, you know?
11 days later, Austin's best friend, Logan Thompson, was beaten by a different student, he thinks as retaliation. He's still visibly upset about what happened after his busted mouth, concussion, bruising on his brain, and loose teeth.
I always had to watch who is beside me and behind me. I don't ever feel safe, ever.
I mean, he was knocked completely unconscious. The boy came out a dead run, jumped up in the air, drew back and hit him with everything he had, knocked him off his feet, and his face hit the floor first.
Logan says he was bullied 3 weeks before, but didn't think much of it and didn't tell his parents. He didn't realize the warning signs.
He would always, like, touch me and, like, wouldn't leave me alone. He would shut off my computer and, like, he would even, like, get up and, like, pass gas in my face.
Now the two best friends are trying to bring light to the bullying problem with new billboards in the community. Frustrated with how the Rush County School District is handling both cases, the family has hired an attorney and is filing lawsuits. And they're finding other parents who are just as frustrated and want a tougher bullying law in Indiana.
I've got cases right now where children have been given post-traumatic stress disorder due to things that happened to them in the classroom.
Logan says another student put a hit on him for $300 to beat him up again. Parents want to know why teachers weren't manning the locker areas and why an ambulance was never called in either bullying incident. The 2 boys involved have been removed from the school, but the district will not tell for how long. The superintendent issued this statement saying Rush County schools provide a safe environment for our students and staff. We've had 2 isolated incidents which have been dealt with to the fullest extent of our policies and law. While they're able to still be kids playing video games, they say outside their homes they still live in fear.
I just know if I keep looking over my shoulder, I can see what's coming.
Hang out with people and stuff, like, it's not the same.
What would it take to change it all for you, to get it back to normal?
For them not to come back at all.
The families are just hoping to raise awareness about bullying, so what happened here doesn't happen to your child. In Rushville, Indiana, Valerie Chin, WDRB News.
And they said, we're not going to put you in the hospital, we're going to put you in the morgue. Sure enough, they basically did.
It's been 6 years since Rachel Neblett took her own life after being bullied online. Police investigated and found the computer IP address, but never found out who sent the harassing messages. As they visit her grave, her mother and sister have so many unanswered questions and still look for closure.
I say a lot of stuff when I come up, like I love you, I wish you would have talked to me more.
6 months after Rachel died, her best friend did the same thing. They are buried across from each other. And 6 months later, Carissa Marie Smith killed herself. She was another close friend. Rachel's friend Stephen is also buried across from her, hit by a drunk driver. It's a cemetery filled with young people who all went to Bullitt East High School. How does it make you feel to stand here and see Rachel and her friends all around her?
They're all together. They're all still hanging out just like they always did. And they will always be together. They'll be frozen at their age as we age on ourselves.
According to the Kentucky Department of Education, there were nearly 6,100 incidents of bullying during the last school year alone, in which students were expelled or suspended.
I just thought it's hard because I have to live with this. It's just rough.
Bakisha Cosby's son, BB, was a cheerleader at Thomas Jefferson Middle School. The 6th grader says students were relentless, teasing him about his voice, calling him degrading names, even defacing his shoes with words we've had to blur. He tried to wash it off, but the words stuck.
But why did you try to kill yourself?
Because too much pressure had built it up. I couldn't hold it anymore.
The CDC says suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death among young people ages 12 to 18. Stats show more than 14% of high school students have considered suicide. Nearly 7% have attempted it. 4,400 die each year.
What are kids doing to you?
Calling me names.
Frustrated with Jefferson County Public Schools, the Furman family has joined BB's family in hiring attorney Teddy Gordon to file lawsuits against the district. JCPS says it can't comment on pending litigation. AF says a 150-pound, over 5 feet tall boy continued to bully her over and over at Foster Traditional Academy.
She suffered a mild concussion where him and another little student bashed her head into a projector.
They say the bully threw a soccer ball at her head, then kicked her in the chest and knocked her out during recess. The 9-year-old was taken to the emergency room for a bruised breastbone.
I find out she got kicked in her chest by the little boy that had been bullying her the whole school year. And I had her transferred from that class that he was in to the class that she was in now. And then for it to happen on the playground, I was devastated because we're supposed to protect her. And we felt like we can't.
AF is now going to a new school, and BB is being homeschooled at the request of a doctor because of his severe depression from being bullied. Rachel's death led the Neblett family to work with Kentucky legislators to pass laws for bullying, cyber safety, and suicide prevention education. They're also reaching out to schools, telling them Rachel's story and how suicide and bullying can be prevented.
I mean, you have to wake up and realize that your sister or brother's not there no more. But yet, they think, okay, this pain's gone. But honey, it's not. It will not be gone. When I come home from work that day, I'm the one that found her. And let me tell you, no mother wants to fill my shoes. Because I tell you what, it's a feeling you will never get over.
Valerie Chin, WDRB News.